He was a security guard earning $8,000 a month, but to meet the richest man in the country, he spent all his savings on a first-class ticket. However, after a simple handshake, the wealthy man showed disdain, repeatedly sanitizing his hands with alcohol. The man shared his plan with the tycoon, saying he intended to start a low-cost airline so that even the poor could afford to fly, but he was met with ridicule from the rich man. He told his team to move the man to economy class. The man angrily said he had a first-class ticket and no one could make him leave, but he underestimated the wealthy man's power. The rich man whispered to the flight attendant, and the plane returned to its original spot. Then the captain announced a plane issue.
I got the ticket, pal, but let the tycoon.
Unexpectedly, the poor security guard before him would become his biggest rival later. Right after Marla got off the plane, a self-proclaimed venture capitalist approached. Lao Bai had overheard Marla's chat with the tycoon on the plane and was very interested in the budget airline plan. Ma took Lao Bai to a small restaurant for a talk, which puzzled Lao Bai as he could have invited Ma to a 5-star restaurant. However, Marla was unfazed and ordered a rice dish for Lao Bai, who looked disdainful but took a bite. The flavor was comparable to that of a 5-star dining establishment. Mara mentioned that the quality of ingredients and cleanliness were on par with those of a 5-star venue, yet the cost was merely 1/10. In a similar fashion, by eliminating extravagant services and in-flight dining options, the airline could reduce expenses by 10%. Creating a ticket application could remove the intermediary's fee. Pilots working in shifts and flying for 14 hours could lower ticket prices while still ensuring profitability. This revolutionary concept greatly impressed Lao Bai. He escorted Mara to the corporation to persuade the board of directors. Nevertheless, the proposal encountered resistance from shareholders due to the substantial capital required for purchasing aircraft. But he said he didn't plan to buy the planes but lease them from Boeing. After the Twin Towers incident in the US, the aviation industry was hit hard. Now we can lease planes at half price, and if flight occupancy hits 50%, revenue will still be good. This plan got the board's unanimous approval, but releasing company funds will take 6 months. Old Bai mentioned that during this time you'd need to pay up front to reserve the planes, and once the funds are ready, they'll be given to you immediately. With no other options, Mara approached the wealthiest person in the village, mortgaging all his assets to gather 60 million. Now everything was set except for a license. However, applying for it faced obstruction from the director, who kept Mara waiting outside and ignored him even when he saw him. Mara angrily asked how much longer he would have to wait, as he couldn't waste more time or money. The staff replied that someone had waited 20 years to start an airline before, and hearing this, Mara's dreams were instantly crushed. He had no choice but to try another way. With a journalist friend's help, he disguised as an assistant and tagged along for an interview with the president. At the door, guards sensed something off. Just a step from the president, Mara ignored them and shouted about the budget airline plan. His proposal intrigued the president, and Mara explained it.